The following is a production of WCMP Sports. It's time for a high school basketball matchup here on Nice 95.5. We are set to watch the Mora Mustangs set to face off against the Aitkin Gobblers. We've got tip-off coming up here shortly. We'll head to the court now for the pregame.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's broadcast of girls high school basketball here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK. This game between the Mora Mustangs and the Aitkin Gobblers. The Mustangs sitting at 1-1 and the Gobblers at 2-1 on the season. I, of course, am Ethan Game Day Gilman, and I'll be bringing you all the action from tonight's game. And joining me here tonight, you'll be hearing a lot more of his voice this winter sports season on the airwaves, is Joe Lattimore. Joe, how you doing tonight?
Great. Ethan, how are you doing this evening?
Not too bad. Thanks so much for joining me.
Hey, great to be here. It's fun to be in gym again for high school athletics and for this non-conference girls basketball game. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. We did a game not too long ago together, just 3 weeks ago, where North Branch unfortunately had their season come to an end in the state first quarterfinal game against Rocori. That was a fun one to do. But now we're back here. It's the winter sports season. Still doesn't feel like it's in full swing quite yet. It always seems like after Christmas, that's when everything feels like it's really in full swing, because you get the Christmas tournament out of the way, and then you've got games 2-3 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week. So that's when it really feels like winter sports season is kicked off. But I'm excited to be out here with you here tonight, and I know you've been able to scout this Aitkin team a little bit. What do we expect to see from them tonight?
Well, Aitkin, they like to run a half-court offense or half-court defense for the most part. They like to man-to-man. They will do a little bit of full-court stuff. What they really like to do when I've watched them is they really like to get into the post. They got a couple of big post players that they get it into. Emma Ski and Camille Parento. That they really like to work it inside to those taller girls. They also got some really nice outside shooters in Pisek and Jansen. So they really have a nice complementary of players both inside and outside. So they'll present a challenge to the Mustangs tonight. Also, looking at what they've done here, they had a really close loss a 13-point loss to Pillager at Pillager to open the season, and then rattled off 2 in a row now against Hill City Northland and Moose Lake Willow River. A couple of double-digit wins for them in that regard. So as you were saying, too, this early in the year, there's a lot of kind of uncertainty about who's playing what roles are everybody's responsible for. So coaches are still trying to figure out the best mix of who's going to start, who's going to be in, and who's going to be those players off the bench. So it's kind of a feeling out time for the coaches, too, to figure out who's going to play where and what role they're going to have. Absolutely,
and I've talked about that before in a couple of broadcasts I've done already. But yeah, you're really trying to just feel it out here, kind of these first couple games, and see what you've got for a team, because you can somewhat tell in practice sometimes because of the returning players you have, but you will not fully understand the product you're able to bring until you get out on the court against a different opponent other than your teammates. So sometimes it's really hard and tough to tell what your team will look like during the season. And that's not to say anything bad about any of these teams, but sometimes you just simply don't know, and sometimes that product even takes a couple of weeks to show its true self out on the court. So that's why these first couple weeks are so important for these teams, because sometimes a team can look very off their game, so to speak, in the first couple of weeks in the winter sports season as we get towards the end of middle of December. But that's when really things start to come together, especially at that Christmas tournament time, when a lot of the teams, in fact most of the teams around the local listening area, will be competing in a Christmas tournament. That's when you really start to see things kind of iron themselves out. Teams really start to see what product they're going to be bringing. So even though we've got a bunch of these, I know we've got the Hopkins tip-off and breakdown classic down there at Hopkins that a bunch of our local teams go to. I think it's really important these early games to play a lot, and I think a lot of times you see a lot of players even get rotated in more often than you would later on in the season, because again, trying to figure out that product on the court.
Absolutely. As they say, the bench gets shorter as you get closer to playoff time. So again, you're just trying to fill out, see who's going to be what role, what kind of production they're going to give you. So it's interesting to see. It's always fun, like I said, to be out here to see what's going on, and we should have a great one here tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a fun one here between the Mustangs and the Aitkin Gobblers, and I was able to call 2 Mora Mustang games, one for the girls and one for the boys. The boys game, well, it was pretty lopsided, 93-13 win over Maple Lake. The Mora girls had probably the toughest opening game of their season. It was against Pine City, and Pine City, the favorite not only in the Great River Conference, but I think one of the favorites in their section as well, to not only make a playoff run, but make a state run as well, because they have got one of their seniors back from injury from last year. But this Mora team, they have quite a few seniors themselves. They are no stranger to having that senior leadership, and they have a couple of them on the team. One of them is Shay Osmus, the other one is Sophie Steffen, who have both got significant playing time over the last couple of years, and Shay Osmus is kind of that leader of that Mora Mustangs team. So we'll see her kind of be that energy, that emotional leader out on the court as well as on the bench when she has to get the girls together and just make sure that they're all on the same page. And that's one thing I love to see, even though they did lose on last Tuesday, the fact that they were still able to come together and just be a team, and that support they have for each other, and the constant talking that they do. They're never hanging their heads. They're always trying and fighting to stay in a game or just compete, because even when they were kind of quote-unquote blown out by Pine City, they still had that fight. They never hung their heads. They always went after it as if it was a 2-point game. So I love to see that from teams just in general. But we're just about set for tip-off here. We're going to get our national anthem and our starting lineups, and after that, we'll have tip-off coming your way here on 95.5 FM KBEK. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, joined alongside by Joe Lattimore. We'll get back to action here after we get our national anthem and starting lineups. We'll hear a word from our fine sponsors, and you're listening to girls basketball on KBEK.
End of the season means savings at Minnesota Equipment. Save big on remaining zero turns in stock. Bravely, Aaron's, Toro, and John Deere. Buy now with 0% financing available. That's 0 on zero turns. Need a walk behind instead? I got plenty of those too. On site and ready to go. The knowledgeable staff will get you the machine that fits your property size. Minnesota Equipment. Your neighbors. Your experts. Your neighborly experts. Highway 65 in Isanti or at minnesotaequipment.com.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear and Swanson will make sure the judge knows your side of the story. Let them help you with your divorce, custody, child support, harassment, or orders for protection. They also handle DWIs and other legal matters. The right divorce attorney does make a difference. That's why you need to choose Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-620-7586.
It's almost time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Isanti, or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
October is College Knowledge Month at Pine Technical and Community College. The whole month, PTCC will be providing a variety of events for high school students and the community to learn more about college options. College Knowledge Month is meant to provide future students with the preparation, opportunity, and support needed to apply to college. Join PTCC for a nursing program information session on October 26th at 2:30 p.m. Everyone is welcome. Learn more at pine.edu.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear & Swanson today. Spear & Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
Back here on 95.5 FM, KBEK. Ethan Game Day Gilman. Alongside me is Joe Lattimore, and we are just about set for tip-off here. Your starting lineups for the Aitkin Gobblers will be number 15, Emma Jacobson, number 20, Tegan Pisek, number 21, Eiley Cullum, number 23, Emma Skye, and number 24, Ella Jansen. The starting lineups for your Mora Mustangs will be number 4, Sophie Steffen, 5, Lauren Colgraf, number 11, Shay Osmus, number 13, Carla Quall, and number 32, Quincy Osmus. Quincy Osmus will stand at mid-court with Emma Skye. They will battle for the tip-off. And the tip-off is won here by the Mora Mustangs. It's going to be Steffen trying to take it to the basket. She'll kind of lose possession, but give it off to Quall. And now a long two there from Osmus is no good, rebounded by the Gobblers.
Jacobson with the rebound there. They're bringing it into the court now off to the right, top of the key here. Jacobson with the ball. Passes it over to Ska. Ska pick and roll now for number 21, Eiley Cullum. In the corner now for Ella Jansen. Pisek with a long three, no good. Rebounded by Colgraf.
And Colgraf with a nice box out there. Get that rebound. She'll give it off to Steffen now, and Steffen will have it on the front court for the Mustangs. She'll give it off to Quall. Quall will now try to go inside, and up and no good is Colgraf's shot. Rebounded there by Cullum, and that's a tough one there.
That was a great pick and roll, just didn't come up with it. Really nice action in the half court there. Bank shot in by Ella Jansen. First points of the day go to the Gobblers.
And that'll make it a 2-0 lead for the Gobblers, but back they go. Colgraf early on getting a lot of touches, but Shay Osmus will hit it from three. And Shay Osmus says, I see your two and I raise you one. She'll make it a 3-2 lead now for the Mustangs, and Aitkin quickly up the court, but that ball's going to be tipped and taken away. It's going to be stolen away by Osmus. Osmus going to quickly roll up the court. And
nice
now she'll
give
hit
and
it
go.
inside. Wow, what a beautiful move there. I didn't fully see that play. How did that one work out there?
She had it over here on the three-point line, and Quincy Osmus just did a great dive to the basket. They found her wide open underneath.
And speaking of underneath, nearly underneath the basket is Jansen, and she puts that one up and in for two.
Both teams having a little 1-2-2 full court press here, trying to get some quick action, some turnovers, making some for easy baskets here for the teams in the half court once they get it broke.
Quincy Osmus has that ball poked out, but it's going to stay with the Mustangs. Osmus very aware that the Aitkin Gobbler player touched it last. She just lets it roll out of bounds so as to kind of reset things for her team. Steffen looks to inbound. She will to Colgraf, and Colgraf has that one nearly stolen away. She'll throw it. Oh, no, they're going to say she lost it, so they're going to say Colgraf touched it last. I thought she kind of threw it off of the defender, but they're going to say she had her fingertips on it last, and we got a new player out there for Aitkin. It's going to be Camille Pirntau. Yeah, she's out there substituting for the first time here this evening.
She's a pretty good post player inside there. They try to go to her right away, but fouled by Colgraf.
And Colgraf trying to get that one to go awry, but unfortunately a little too much on that one, and Gobblers will get set to inbound. 5-4 early on, and then they go to her again. Her shot is up and no good. Going to get the second foul here for the Mora Mustangs. And I believe...
Stefan.
Okay, so that one's going to go against Stefan. And she'll be at the line to shoot two. Perntel. Her shot is up, and it rolls in to tie this game at 5. With 15:47 to go. And her second shot is up, and that one's clean through, and that'll give the Gobblers a 6-5 lead.
So with that 1-2-2 full court press, Mora easily breaks it right up the middle with some numbers now coming up.
Colgraf just spins around, puts up the shot. I like the idea from Colgraf there, but unfortunately misses everything. And it'll be taken back by the Gobblers. Now we get a whistle, and didn't see what happened there, but it must be out of bounds. Last touch by Mora, it looks like. And now, ooh, that was close on that far side for Jansen, but she stayed in, and she'll keep it alive, give it off to her teammate, and now they'll give it right back to her. Pisek with the pass. And now for three, that is...
Foot's on the line.
So the foot was on the line, and...
Jacobson with that one. Yeah, just inside the arc there for Jacobson, so 2 points.
And quickly down the court go the Mora Mustangs. I mean, barely have had time to look down to see who's shooting it or passing it before we get a shot off. And there goes Colgraf. We're seeing her with it early. A nice job by Stefan to keep that one alive and kick it back out to Qual. And now going inside for Qual again. Oh, that must have been tipped. Or maybe she just didn't get a good shot on it. But that one is taken away by the Aitkin Gobblers. And down the court they go. It's Pisek who will put up a shot from the corner. It's no good. And then...
I have a foul on Aitkin here, I believe.
Okay.
It'll go against Jansen.
Yeah, Shea Osmus and Jansen were kind of going after the ball. I wasn't sure if they were just going to say she stepped out of bounds or they're going to give the foul to Jansen. So, first team foul there for Aitkin. And it's still 8-5. Aitkin with the lead. Quickly up the court go the Mustangs. It's Stefan with the bounce pass to Colgraf. Now at the top of the key for Osmus. And she is good from three, and that'll tie it up. Shea Osmus for three to tie this one at 8.
Really nice outside shot there by Osmus. Top of the key, knocked it down.
And they are up the court quickly, are the Gobblers. Getting around one defender, trying to put up a shot is Pisek, and then she's fouled. She'll go to the line and shoot two. And that foul going to go against Quincy Osmus, their third team foul. So far these two teams quickly up and down the court as Pisek. His first one is up and good to make it 9-8 to break that tie. And as we look at the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, Embrace Orthodontics custom braces are Invisalign with 3 locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Find out more at embracemn.com. 9-8, the Aitkin Gobblers lead after the Pisek made free throw, and she'll get both to make it 10-8. But don't wait too long because I'm sure Mora will move the ball up the court super quickly, and they do. And it's with it that time, I believe it went off of a Aitkin Gobbler.
Looks like it, yeah.
It did.
Both teams going with that full court press, really want to get the offense sped up a little bit, and create some turnovers, maybe see if they can get them playing too fast that they're used to, and both teams are really taking advantage of it, though, offensively.
Tegan Oslin and Amber Fix in the game. That was Amber Fix who took that shot and missed, and it'll be rebounded by the Aitkin Gobblers.
Kickball. Kickball by the Mustangs, so it'll stay here with the Gobblers underneath the Mustang basket. Inbounding it will be Jansen. Good defense there on the inbound. That was almost a 5 count.
Yeah, that was a great job, and that's going to be stolen away here by the Mustangs. Qual will get the steal, and she'll work it back up the court to Quincy Osmus. Now on the other side for Fix. Fix wanted to go inside, and that's an ill-advised pass. But still getting it is Quincy Osmus, and then she loses it. It will stay with the Mustangs.
Looked like it was poke checked out there by the Gobblers on defense.
Good poke check, but It will stay with the Mustangs, so they catch a break. Amber Fix will look to inbound here. She's going to have to just lob one up, but nice job getting open was Tegan Oslin. Her shot is up, no good. It's a fight for the ball on the ground, and getting it are the Aitkin Gobblers with a 10-8 lead.
13:25 left to go here in the first half.
Oh, wide open on that far side is Jansen, and that's going to be good enough for 3.
Yeah, Jansen and Pisek are their outside shooters, and right now they've had some opportunities, especially with this full court press, to get into good open looks for them, and they're taking advantage of it.
Absolutely. Tegan Oslin to Carla Quall on the far side. It looks like Quall may have gotten a hand to the face. Looks like she is okay, though, and then the steal there by Jacobson, and now we get a whistle. I think we're going to get a foul here on Mora.
Looks like it's going to be on Quincy Osmond's. It's going to be her second early here in the first half. 12:55. She's probably going to have to sit for a while.
Yeah, she will come out, and also joining her will be Carla Quall. It'll be Cole Graff, and also coming into the game for the first time is Lindsay Clevin, number 20.
Ooh, little mix up there, almost got a steal, but Aitkin retains possession. Now they got it in their half court.
And trying to go inside for Parental. That's going to be just over her reach and out of bounds. It was a smart pass, but it was just a little too high for her. And the Mustangs will get the ball back here, but playing a little full court press are the Aitkin Gobblers, and Mora finds a way around it, and then another high pass. And that one intended for Clevin. That's going to go out of bounds, and it will go right back to the Aitkin Gobblers. And their head coach, Dale Strelo, a little bit frustrated with that one. He said, hey, we had it open. Just got to calm ourselves down a little bit and get that pass under control.
Well, sorry. The tough part is that, when you break the press, the key then is to slow down and run your half-court offense, which they keep speeding up. They want to get that fast break, and it's just not working out for them right now. Travel on the Gobblers, so it's going to be more Mustangs ball in the front court.
Yeah, Aitkin Gobbler fans not too pleased with that call, but I thought she traveled before that
she
call
shuffled.
was even made. But
She shuffled.
So the Mustangs will get it back. It's Amber Fix who has it. She'll pat the ball. She'll look. No one open yet. She's going to have to get it off quickly. And she tries to get it to Clevin. That's going to be stolen away by Jacobson. She gets to the basket. It's going to count, and she was fouled.
Just took it right at her left hand, and it's going to be a foul on Steph, and that's going to be her second.
So 5 team fouls already here for Mora, and we still have 12:27 to go. Not ideal if you're the Mustangs, and Jacobson trying to turn this into a 3-point play. She does. To make it 16-8.
Little things you talk about when you're coaching here is.
Oh, and not to interrupt, but an ill-advised pass right there on the inbound. It looked like they were trying to force it to Stefan.
Yep.
And give credit to Aitkin here. They're running that full court press right now, and they're kind of confusing Mora, or at the very least, getting them anxious about inbounding this ball in time, and it's really working well. And now we'll see a timeout. I believe that's going to be called by the Mora Mustangs.
Yeah, Stefan just picked up her third personal on that one,
that's
so it's going to be a tough one.
Wow. So 3 fouls there for Stefan. The Mora Mustangs will take the timeout with under 12 and a half minutes to go here on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, Dr. Severs is committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Start today at embracemn.com. And early on here, again, at the very least, Aitkin is making Mora anxious on that full court press, kind of making them press into situations that they don't want to be into right away. And Aitkin has definitely benefited off of that. And what does Mora need to do to just kind of take a step away from that and try and get their offense going the way they would like?
Well, the key that I was talking about, Ethan, is just, break the press, get into your half-court offense and run it. Look for the open shots that are going to present themselves if you're patient on offense. Right now, they're just a little too rushed. They just need to calm down on their offense. Like I said, break the press, get into your half-court offense. There's going to be some openings and opportunities for them.
And a 3 attempt from Pisek. That is good. And this Aitkin team so far pretty good from 3-point range. And they're using it to their advantage. Now beautiful passing up the court, and that's going to be Clevin with the 2 up and in for Mora. And beautiful passing, and right there we've seen them get into a little bit of trouble man-to-man defense, but they got out of it and found Clevin wide open, and that's what you run the risk of running that full court press, is getting someone open in in your backcourt. And now a long three there.
Heat check there by Pisek. Rattled in and out.
Yeah, I was surprised it didn't go all the way through, but Mora will get the rebound, and now it is Osmus with it. That's Shea Osmus with it. She's nearing that far side of the court, going into the corner. She picks up her dribble, lost it, then gives it off inside to Colgraf. Colgraf trying to get around the defender, and that is going to be out of bounds. Last touch by the Gobblers, and Colgraf, they're trying to work it to her early on. We've seen it here a lot in this first half, and she's trying to work herself inside, but Aitkin right now doing a really good job of kind of eliminating her inside shots.
Right, they're doing it. Mora's doing a good job trying to get her the ball inside. They do have a little bit of a mismatch inside with her, but just not get open yet on it. Just keep working it, and it will come.
Tegan Oslin with a nice hook shot that doesn't fall, goes off the front of the rim. I like that shot there from Oslin. It just didn't fall, just didn't get enough on it. And now they've got it the other way. Sky will have it, and she'll give it off now to Pisek, who gives it off to Jansen, standing at that M logo. On the near side to Jacobson. She tries to go inside, but it's stolen away by Colgraf, and she says, "Oh, I'll take that one, thank you." Up the court go the Mustangs. Shea Osmus gives it off inside to Fix, and that's going to be stolen right back by Jacobson, looking like they're trying to get a jump ball, but it's going to be taken away by the Mustangs' Qual, and she puts up a shot quickly, and she gets fouled for the second team foul on the Aitkin Gobblers, and that one is going to go against
number 22. Britta Westman.
So at the line to shoot two is Qual. First one rattles in.
She used a lot of that rim on that one, didn't she?
She certainly did.
Mora's doing exactly what they need to do. They got a couple stops. They're getting some points now, kind of getting this run settled down here. And again, just play good defense now, get a stop, and just start picking away at it, and they'll be just fine.
Qual made both for free throw shots, and we'll make it 19-12. Then we get a foul on the backcourt of the Mustangs.
That's going to be tough because that's on Quincy.
Yeah, it's going to be her third.
That's her third.
So you've got two players with 3 fouls already, and that makes it their 7th. So at the line to shoot a 1-and-1 is Sky. Shots off the front of the rim, no good, but Jacobson right there to grab that rebound. Gives it out to Sky, now to Jansen at the M logo, kind of reset things. Now she'll get it off to the far side to Jacobson. Jacobson trying to drive in, instead gives it back to Pisek. Pisek in the near side corner now for Jansen. Jansen, she's going to go around the perimeter, back things up. Look for where she wants to go. Nearly had it poked out there by the Mora defender. That's Qual, and now she's stuck on Qual. And Qual, yeah, that's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by Aitkin. Great job there, just manning up the offender on that one by Qual. She did a good job, and that was just simple man-to-man defense, and she did a great job.
Yeah, picking up the intensity on the defensive end right now, Mora is, and that's helping them with some of the stuff. I thought they were going to get a 5 count there. She was dribbling around a lot and picked up her dribble. I thought 5 count was going to be coming there, but instead she stepped out of bounds, turnover. So good pressure there by Mora. Gets the ball back again. Be patient here on offense. Look for a good shot, what you want in your offense, and then you can cut it down with 19-12 right now.
And that, I mean, I can't even say that's a bad pass. That's just a good play there from Sky. She'll get credited with the tip on that pass and then stolen away by the Gobblers. Again, that's just a good job by the defender. You can't even say that was a bad pass. That's just a great job by Sky on the defense there. And now the Gobblers have it in their front court, trying to drive inside is Jansen. She'll give it off here to Pisek, and Pisek, she double dribbled.
Yeah, I thought so too. It kind of looked like a double dribble, picked it up.
It looked awkward.
If it looks awkward, it's probably not right. So
19-12 is the score with 9:12 to go here in the first half, and it looks like we're going to get a late substitution. It's going to be Tegan Oslin coming in for Lauren Colgraf.
Abigail Palm is coming in for the first time for Aitkin here.
She's wearing that number 3 jersey for the Aitkin Gobblers.
Looks like pass to the corner. They're going to give you the pass to the corner. They're going to trap it. Mora has no problems breaking it.
Oh, a nice job there by Amber Fix to bounce back to get herself open, and then a good pass. Good awareness on the offensive side of the ball there for Mora, just to notice that that pass was open, and it is going to be stolen away. And then we're going to get a foul on Aitkin, I do believe. So Oslin very aware that that ball was up for grabs. She went and got it, and then we're going to we do get the foul on Aitkin. I believe that is on Cullum.
Yep, Cullum.
So
Her first.
Her first and the team's third.
Another turnover here for both teams are sitting about 5 turnovers each right now in the early going. You're going to have some turnovers, especially when both teams are full court press, and there's going to be some mistakes made.
And Fix looking, her teammate Clevin was not ready for the pass, and looks like the Gobblers will definitely benefit from that because Westman drives to the basket, puts it up and in for 2, and now quickly trying to go up court are the Mustangs, but they get double teamed in that pass just over the head of Shea Osmus, and it's going to be another takeaway here for the Gobblers, and that's unfortunate because it looked like the Mora Mustangs finally had things settled down and they were getting back on track, and then all of a sudden kind of a pass that has a little too much air under it.
Working hard to get it inside here. Inside out play, gets a wide open shot from the
Goodness.
outside.
That is a beautiful shot there from Pisek for 3 to make it 24-14 now. What was down to I think it was a 5-point lead for Aitkin, now turns right back into a 10. Oh, and that pass for Quall is well above her head. I understand what Mora, was trying to do there on that one. They're trying to just lob it inside, trying to get their players open in the paint, but so far they haven't been able to really execute on that because the passes have just had a little too much air underneath them.
Yeah, take that extra dribble or 2 and make sure you get into a good passing angle and lane, and that'll help.
Meanwhile, Avery Ennis checks in for the first time for the Mora Mustangs. She nearly got a steal her first time out there, and Abigail Palm has it for the Gobblers at the top of the key. She'll give it off to Pisek, who just hit a pretty long 3. And, I mean, it was – and that's a bad pass there from Pisek. As soon as I compliment her, she gives it up on a pass, and that'll be Amber Fix who gets the steal.
Really good defense there. She jumped. She anticipated where the cutter was going, and she beat her there, and she was there. It's almost like she was passing it to her.
Yeah, she read that one like a book, and now Ennis with it. That's Avery Ennis. She'll bounce pass over to Oslin. Oslin trying to go inside, and for a moment it looked like it was just going to be Parentow who just easily had it, but coming in there was Quall, who said not so fast, but unfortunately it is going to be a jump ball, and it will be in favor of Aitkin. I laugh. I'm looking down at the scores table. They've got the NFL game on down there on the phone. So doing 2 things at once, trying to double duty here.
I saw that too. I was like, I wonder if I can see what the score is.
But in our game, it's 24-14 with just under 7 minutes to go. That shot is no good. A rare, it wasn't really close on that one, so rare miss there from Aitkin, but they do get their own rebound, and now with it is Westman. Westman will give it back out to Palm, and Palm is going to give it off on the far side there.
Aitkin does excuse me, Ethan. Aitkin does a really good job going inside out here, so they're going to get it inside, high post, low post, and then they get it back outside, so you got some inside-outside action, which is usually a really good shot if you get it from the outside, inside to outside.
Well, as you mentioned that, we've seen a Aitkin Gobbler come open underneath the basket. Unfortunately, she missed, and then they wound up getting the rebound, so they do have it back. And, that was Westman who nearly lost that one. She gives it off to Palm, and she looked for 3, and then we get a timeout called here by Aitkin with 6:11 to go here in the first half. It is 24-14 up on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, helping you find a smile you'll embrace forever. Also, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. Of course, find out more at embracemn.com. The Mora Mustangs had it within 5, but have since seen that 5-point deficit turn into a 10-point deficit, and again, the Aitkin Gobblers rarely missing on these long threes. And these long threes, they're not easily made, but Aitkin's kind of making it look easy.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job. Like I said, it's that inside-outside action. Get the ball inside, reverse it, find something on the backside, on the outside. Usually sets up because the shooter now is facing towards the basket, stepping towards the basket, makes it a much better shot for the offense.
And inbounding it are the Gobblers. It's Palm working with it at that M logo. And now she'll pass off on the far side here to Cullum. Cullum, she gets a screen, and she'll give it off to Jacobson. Jacobson will just turn around and put up the three, and that is good. Jacobson, her second three, and that was beautiful passing, a beautiful screen to set up that three-point shot.
I was going to say, it's the old, if you watch Hoosiers, it looked like the old picket fence there. They set the double screen down low, and she popped open wide open. And
ooh, yeah, Shea Osmus. I was going to say she got away with the travel, but unfortunately she did not.
She did not.
They saw it at the last second. Almost did, and hey, if you can get away with it, why not? But she didn't. The whistle just came a tad late, unfortunately, so Aitkin will take over. Palm stops her dribble, and now she'll give it off to Cullum. Cullum will work it into the front court for the Gobblers. She's guarded well there by Ennis, and she'll give it off now to Palm. Palm will work it to the M logo, trying to get around the defender, Shea Osmus. She bounce passes inside to Westman. That shot is no good. Parental with the shot. Ooh, I'm going to respectfully disagree with that foul call. I think the defender got ball on that one, but that is not the way they've seen it, and I'll trust what they say because they're on the court. So Parental will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, looked like it might have been a little contact underneath. Might have been good up top, but looked like a little contact underneath that they called.
Shot is up and good from Parental to make it 28-14. Get a couple substitutions here. It's going to be Westman and Cullum checking out, and in for them is Pisek and Jansen. Parental will take her second of two.
One thing I've noticed, especially for Parental, is watching some of their earlier games, she has struggled a little bit from the free throw line, and she's really improved her free throw shooting here for this game. Mora just got away with the travel there, too, picked up her pivot foot.
Shea Osmus did get the rebound, and they do have it on the offensive side. Colgraf not going to try the long three, the almost NBA three there. She'll pass it off, and now pass inside to Avery Ennis. A nice job, great pass and great job by Ennis to drive inside and draw the foul. So she'll go to the line now and shoot two, will Avery Ennis. That foul is going to be the second on Ella Jansen, their team's fourth.
When you look at Aitkin, not a big bench, play about 7 or 8 girls. So if you can get some of them in foul trouble, then maybe you can get deeper into their bench and maybe be able to take advantage of that if you can get into their bench. So now with Jansen with 2 fouls, she's 7 points right now. So that's going to sit. She's probably going to sit on the bench for the last 4:58 with 2 fouls.
Avery Ennis did miss her first. She's got some arc on that one, and she does not convert the second. So no points coming out of that foul, so no harm, no foul, no pun intended there for the Aitkin Gobblers. And it's Pisek with it, and now you got to be aware of her because she's not afraid to take those long threes. Oh, and then the shot there from Sky inside is no good. Rebounded here by the Mora Mustangs. They catch a break. Do the Mustangs. Shea Osmus trying to do it herself, and she takes it inside. It was tipped, but Avery Ennis going to come down with it. And no, in fact, it's Qual. Qual will take it. A nice just little air underneath that one from Qual.
A little left-handed hook shot there. That looked there, baby hook. That was a sweet little look.
Nice job to make it 28-16, and we get a Aitkin offensive player who fell. I'm not sure if there should have been a call or not. And going aggressive. All right, 2 players. It was, Oslin and the Aitkin defender going after, but it's going to be called a jump ball, and Mora will have the possession arrow in their favor, so they'll get to inbound, and the inbound goes to Avery Ennis, and that one nearly over Qual's head, and she's now getting into a double team, and that was close to a travel, but she does not get it called. Now with it is Shea Osmus, and that's going to be a foul there on Palm.
She got away with it once, not the second time.
Yep. So Palm will get her first foul of the evening. That'll be the team's 5th for Aitkin.
Fix coming back in for the Mustangs for Avery Ennis. Good minutes there for Avery Ennis.
Osmus will inbound to Colgraf, and right back to Osmus. Osmus wanted to get Colgraf. She does. On the far side to Qual. Qual will work things back top of the key, and she'll give it off to Oslin. Now to Colgraf. Colgraf fakes the pass inside. Wanted to go inside there to Fix, but not able to. The defenders well around her, and then Qual passes it back to Oslin. Now it's going to be stolen away here by the Aitkin Gobblers. Sky. We're going to get a foul call on Mora.
I think he said no shot, so we're not going to get continuation in high school, NBA continuation in the high school ranks.
And Sky will go to the line. That is the 9th team foul here for Mora with 3:35 to go. And the 1-and-1. The first shot is good. So 29-16.
Good shot on that one. She missed her first 1-and-1 opportunity, but was able to make good on the second one, on this trip to the line now. For any fouls out here will be 2 shots for the Gobblers.
That one is no good. So one of 3, on her free throws. The Mustangs look for 3, and that's Amber Fix.
Good. That was a good dribble drive there. Got everybody inside. Fix was able just to find an opening right behind and had a nice shot. Like I said, inside, outside really helps.
Parentau nearly had it stolen from behind by Colgraf, and then it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch. I think Mora Mustangs just got lucky right there. It was last touch by the Gobblers, but
that was interesting. I don't know.
So the Mustangs will get it back. They trail by 10 here with 3:05 to go. That was going to be poked out by by the defender Sky from Qual, and Oslin has it. Tegan Oslin trying to go inside to Colgraf. Colgraf just trying to throw it towards the net. No shot. Oh, they're going to call her for a travel. I thought they were going to get a foul on Aitkin. I thought there was a clear foul, but travel happened first, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think so. She stopped her dribble and then took a couple shuffle steps there before the shot went up.
So unfortunately there, they were gifted a pass that goes out of bounds. Well, they'll be gifted again. That pass just a bit awry from Jacobson. So the Mustangs will get it back after the travel from Colgraf gave it to the Gobblers, and they'll get it back. So the Mustangs have had some things go their way here this evening. They're going to go right away inside of Colgraf. She's going to bully her way in, but she's going to get called for the charge. And that is tough because that's going to be her second.
Player possession, so it will not be a shooting situation there. But yeah, that's I almost think Parento kind of set that one up. It was she saw where she was going, beat her to the spot, and then fell down.
Oh, and a deep pass. Speaking of Parento, deep to her. She goes to the basket, puts it up and in for 2. Now the defender was there. It just looked like she didn't want to do anything to draw a foul.
Good 2-on-1 opportunity here for
beautiful pass.
The Mustangs.
Carla Qual gets the pass from Shea Osmus, and she puts it up and in for 2 to make it 31-21. They'll keep it at a 10-point deficit, will the Mustangs, but Aitkin, quickly, she finds a lane to the basket, and that's, should have been an easy 2 for Pisek, and it's not. It's rebounded here by Fix, and then it's going to be stolen right back by the Gobblers. My goodness, back and forth we go. And then Colgraf poked it out, and she just couldn't chase after it because she is guarding Parento. And then the 3 no good from Pisek. And a jump ball. Unfortunately, that possession favors Aitkin. All of a sudden, it feels like momentum is shifting in Mora's favor, especially on the defensive side of the court.
Right, and the intensity. You can kind of see both the intensities kind of picking up both on the court and on the sidelines. Coaches are kind of really working the officials here on the sideline, trying to get some calls there. I'm seeing some double dribble calls and asking for some calls here. And so, yeah, the intensity is definitely picking up. 2:05 left, down 10. Chance, if you can get this down to single digits here by half, you got to be feeling good about yourself if you're the Mustangs.
Jacobson with it to Palm now, and a long 3. That's on the mark, but it is no good. And a great job to rebound that one from Clevin.
That was a great box out, had great positioning on that one, and she was just able to outmuscle the defender.
And Shea Osmus backed up for 3, faked the 3, did not take it to Ennis now. Back to Shea Osmus. She's going to drive inside. She had a lane, instead passed it off. Beautiful passing from the Mora Mustangs. Lindsay Clevin will put it up and in for 2 to make it 31-23. That was a beautiful job by the Mora Mustangs offense, but they forget to go back on defense. The shot is up and no good. Rebounded here by Sky. She puts up a shot that is no good. That's going to go out of bounds. I believe last touch by the Gobblers. It is. And Mora will get it back. Wow. So Mora had a tough time getting back on defense after that beautiful shot, but they will get the ball back here with 1:23 to go. And all of a sudden, like we mentioned, the momentum seems to be shifting.
Right. Great job breaking the press. They're getting it back to the middle and then going and trying to reverse it. And they do a good job there, and Fix is able to get to the basket, get a shot off, get her own rebound. Now she's going to go to the line for 2.
That was a great job there by Fix. She drove to the basket, stopped, put up a shot, was able to fight through the defenders to get her own rebound, and drew the foul, and she'll shoot 2 after the foul there on Sky. That's her first, team 6th. Fix, her first one is no good. 1:11 to go here in the first half. Qual will check out, in for her comes Tegan Oslin. And you mentioned if you can get it down to a single-digit deficit for Mora, that's huge, and hopefully they can hold on. Oh, that goes in and out, and unfortunately, Clevin just didn't have an opportunity to get that rebound. She was there, but unfortunately just couldn't. Oh, Aitkin got away with the travel, but you know what? These refs are consistent with either allowing it or calling it, so they've been consistent with that. Oh, and nice job by Amber Fix. Aggressive there on that one. Gets the steal. She'll take it the other way. Oh, and they didn't get the foul call on that one, but right there was her teammate Clevin to put it up and in for 2. Easily could have been a foul. They let that one go. Clevin right there for the rebound, and stolen back by Amber Fix. Up and in for 2 by Shea Osmus. Holy moly, all of a sudden, it is all Mora right now.
Speeding them up, and making some mistakes here.
And what was a 10-point deficit now turns into 4 for the Mora Mustangs. Oh, and then, I thought it was a timeout call, but instead the Gobbler offensive player stepped out of bounds. Wow.
Yeah, so quickly the turnovers are getting close. I got 12 for Mora, and Aitkin is now up to 11 turnovers, and they've got 5 here in the last 2 minutes.
Trying to work it to Colgraf. No good on her shot, and it looked like she was held there trying to get that rebound, and no whistle blown on it. So Aitkin got away with one there, and they're trying to drive quickly and trying to get something going. Well, there's Pisek. Can't leave her open like that, but a rare miss on the air ball. Trying to keep it alive are the Gobblers, but it's going to be taken there by Ennis, and Ennis will work it up the court quickly to Colgraf. 8 seconds to go. She tried to bounce it off of the defender, Pisek. Oh, and then we get a foul on Colgraf. It's going to be her third. I'm not saying anything bad about the refs, but if you're going to call that one on Colgraf, you got to call the one that was on the defender of Aitkin on her for holding her on the last rebound she attempted to get. So I don't like that call there because they didn't call it on the defender, but then they call it on Colgraf here. I'm not a fan of that, but either way.
Frustration fouls. She had that opportunity to get a basket and just came up short, tried to get the rebound and didn't get it. So more of a frustration foul than anything on that one.
Pisek is good on her first, and do they miss this one purposely to try and get the last second shot?
I think you're just trying to. Trying to make every shot you can. 2
Amber
seconds.
Fix.
1.
Oh, she doesn't realize it. Amber Fix did not realize how much time was not left on the clock. She tried to make one more pass to get it off to her teammate, and unfortunately they had the opportunity for that last second shot, but they just forgot to look at the scoreboard to see how much time was left. But they came away here on a run to end this second half. They did allow that 1 point, but they come from a 10-point deficit to 5, and now it's a 6-point, or still a 5-point deficit, excuse me. It was a 4-point deficit, and I think for Mora that is still huge for them because they were down by 10, and to go on that run that they did, the momentum, the defense stepped up, the intensity, you mentioned it, has all just been steadily leaning towards Mora, and we see it on the scoreboard now.
Right, and again, if you're Mora, you got to feel good. You're going in at half only down 5, being down double digits. The only thing Mora has to do is get to clean up a little bit, move the feet more. We got a few girls, 3 girls with 3 fouls now, so that could play big here in the second half, depending on how it goes for them. So again, keep that in mind. But you got to be feeling good if you're the Mustangs going in. Only down 5. We got some time. We can make some adjustments at half, which Coach Strelo and staff will do. They'll come out and see if they can implement those changes that they need to be successful here in the second half.
So we'll take commercial break here. Word from our fine sponsors. It is Girls High School Basketball here on 95.5 FM KBEK. The Mora Mustangs trail at halftime to the Aitkin Gobblers, 32-27 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, they will do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. And if you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget. Find out more at embracemn.com. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Basketball on Nice 95.5 KBEK.
End of the season means savings at Minnesota Equipment. Save big on remaining zero turns in stock. Bravely, Aaron's, Toro, and John Deere. Buy now with 0% financing available. That's 0 on zero turns. Need a walk behind instead? I got plenty of those too. On site and ready to go. The knowledgeable staff will get you the machine that fits your property size. Minnesota Equipment. Your neighbors. Your experts. Your neighborly experts. Highway 65 in Isanti or at minnesotaequipment.com.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/getThere. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear and Swanson will make sure the judge knows your side of the story. Let them help you with your divorce, custody, child support, harassment, or orders for protection. They also handle DWIs and other legal matters. The right divorce attorney does make a difference. That's why you need to choose Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-620-7586.
It's almost time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
October is College Knowledge Month at Pine Technical and Community College. The whole month, PTCC will be providing a variety of events for high school students and the community to learn more about college options. College Knowledge Month is meant to provide future students with the preparation, opportunity, and support needed to apply to college. Join PTCC for a nursing program information session on October 26th at 2:30 p.m. Everyone is welcome. Learn more at pine.edu.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear and Swanson today. Spear and Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
End of the season means savings at Minnesota Equipment. Save big on remaining zero turns in stock. Bravely, Aaron's, Toro, and John Deere. Buy now with 0% financing available. That's 0 on zero turns. Need a walk behind instead? I got plenty of those too. On site and ready to go. The knowledgeable staff will get you the machine that fits your property size. Minnesota Equipment. Your neighbors. Your experts. Your neighborly experts. Highway 65 in Isanti or at minnesotaequipment.com.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/getthere. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear and Swanson will make sure the judge knows your side of the story. Let them help you with your divorce, custody, child support, harassment, or orders for protection. They also handle DWIs and other legal matters. The right divorce attorney does make a difference. That's why you need to choose Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-620-7586.
Back here on 95.5 FM, KBEK, the Mora Mustangs trail here at halftime to the Aitkin Gobblers, 32-27. But they rattled off quite a few points here in the last couple minutes. In fact, 13 of them to be exact. They trailed 24-14. They came back, went on a 13-5 run to end the half, and that has them within 5 of that Aitkin lead, and we kind of talked about it at the end of the half. Momentum, the intensity was just really starting to flow there for Mora.
Yeah, it took a little bit for everybody kind of get their feet underneath them. You know, Aitkin had a really good job of getting some open looks, some three-pointers, and, of course, sometimes when those three-pointers fall right away, it's you kind of fall in love with them. Instead of doing what you do best, and that's get it inside and work on some things. So, the three-point shot is the great equalizer, but sometimes you fall in love with it. And, the press for Mora really picked up there towards the end of the first half, and they were able to get some turnovers off that. I got 13 turnovers for Mora, 11 for Aitkin. They really closed the gap there in the turnover margin just because of their late push, that intensity that you talked about there, that the Mustangs had there towards the last 5 minutes of the first half.
Leading the way for the Mustangs was Shea Osmus with 8.6 for both Lindsay Clevin and Carla Quall, 5 for Amber Fix and 2 for Quincy Osmus. On the other side, leading the way for the Gobblers was Tegan Pisek with 9, 8 for Emma Jacobson, 7 for Ella Jansen, 5 for Camille Parentau, and 2 for Britta Westman and 1 for Emma Sky. Of course, these are unofficial stats. I try to do my best, but sometimes the game gets a little ahead of what I can keep up with, so I do my best. But what do you think Mora has to do here to retake a lead in this second half and take the victory?
Well, I think the important thing here is as they're going through, they're gonna get the ball here first to start the second half and have a good opening possession here. Work on their press. Make sure that you're getting some turnovers. It looks like, because Aitkin's bench isn't as deep as Mora's, they're going to be able to maybe wear them down a little bit. So continue to work on that press and just take care of the ball offensively. If they score, make sure you get your press breaker in, break the press, run your offense, get some easy looks.
18 minutes are back on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, and it will be Sophie Steffen who will start with it here for the Mora Mustangs. She takes it to the near side here and gives it off to Colgraf. Colgraf has that pass tip, but Steffen comes down with it at the top of the key. She'll back up, kind of reset things a little bit, and then she'll give it off on the far side to Quall. Now going inside for, I believe that was Quincy Osmus, puts up the shot, does Shea Osmus. It is no good. Rebounded there by Jacobson, and
Great offensive look there for Mora. They had a great shot there, just a little long on it, but it was a good job. Offensive set there, patient. They found an open shot, just didn't make it. So they just got to continue to work through their offense, and they will find some shots.
Jansen has it now for the Gobblers, standing at that M logo near midcourt, and now she'll give it off here to Cullum. Cullum pass it over to Jacobson. Jacobson has it, goes through her hands, and it will go back to the Mora Mustangs. And speaking of that, the Mustangs had quite a few things kind of fall their way in that first half as well. They caught a couple of breaks in that first half. They were able to capitalize on some of them, but not as many as I think they would have hoped to, because if they were able to capitalize on all of them, we'd probably be talking about the score the other way in favor of Mora, as that pass is going to be stolen away there by Ella Jansen. Just a great job by her to notice where that ball was going to be going, and she stole it away from the Mora Mustang player. And now underneath the basket goes Sky. She gives it off to Jacobson, and tying it up is going to be Colgraf and Sky. And it's going to be a jump ball. That possession arrow does favor the Gobblers, though, so it will stay in the Gobblers' front court.
One thing we talk about, halftime adjustments, Aitkin's halftime adjustments, they went to a zone, and every time it goes to the corner, they're going to trap it. So a couple of these turnovers now have been on traps to the corner that Mora's fallen into. So Mora's got to keep that ball out of the corner, because they're going to trap corners now in this zone that they're running.
Jump ball almost right off the inbound, and it is going to go to the Mustangs as the possession arrow points their way. So now the Mustangs will take it up the court. And that's Stefan trying to drive inside quickly. She stops and gives it off on the far side to Colgraf. Back to Stefan on the near side to Qual. Qual will put up a really quick three. And I thought that was a little bit too quick on pulling the trigger on that one from Qual. I thought she should have maybe waited an extra second and maybe dribbled it around, but instead Aitkin's going to get the rebound. Still 32-27, and Jacobson thought about putting that shot up, and now we're going to get a foul on Stefan as she was diving after that one for Cullum.
That's going to be tough, because that's going to be her fourth.
So she'll probably, she's not going to go to the bench yet. Surprised that she's not going to the bench?
He's waiting on it now. He's got it.
Okay.
He waited. Coach J-Lo waited a little too long to get number 21 to the, which is Kellish, I believe. Yep, Abby Kellish to the scorer's table. So hopefully Stefan plays smart here and doesn't pick up her fifth foul.
Cullum on that far side had that ball go through her hands on the pass from Sky, but gets it off to Jacobson at the top of the key. She's going to drift to her left, gives it off to Sky. Sky stands just inside that three-point line, and now she'll bounce past it here, trying to get it to Jansen, and
right
Mora.
call. Yep.
Okay.
Qual knocked it out of bounds. It was a good defensive play by Qual to knock it out of bounds, and Aitkin will keep possession of it here.
I did not see that one clearly, so I'm so glad you were paying attention, but Aitkin will hold on. It's Jansen with it. Bounce pass to Pisek. Pisek drifts to the far side. Now bounce pass inside for Sky, and she's going to be bumped, and she loses possession, and it will go back to the Mora Mustangs after rolling out of bounds.
Yeah, she had a great first step there, but Mora was able to close the gap there and do a good job of sealing that off and making it so.
Kellish's pass to Ennis goes right through her hands, or excuse me, that was to Osmus.
Right through her
hands, yeah. And unfortunately, it will go out of bounds. So 15-16 to go. No score so far in this second half for either team, and we'll stay at 32-27, the Gobbler lead. And Pisek easily with the shot, but no good. And the rebound finally bounces through some hands to Sky. Her shot's no good. Rebounded here by Qual. And Mustangs will try and get it back into their offensive zone and try and figure out something, as it's Kellish with it.
So it's excuse me, Ethan. Sorry, 2-3 defense that they're running there. So Mora's just got to figure out how they're going to attack that 2-3. Still kind of standing around, not really figuring out how they want to attack it yet. So that's the one thing that they got to figure out here quick.
Stolen away by Sky, and nice job by the Mora Mustangs to get that ball poked out of Pisek's hands, but unfortunately it's going to dribble on that baseline and go out of bounds. So
Parento
Aitkin,
checking back in for Aitkin. Excuse me, Ethan, sorry.
You're good. Aitkin will hold on to it. And this inbound pass to Pisek. She's going to put up the three-point shot quickly, and that's just off the mark. And, Pisek, great. I'm going to say she stepped on the line. Wow. I was just about to compliment Pisek on her great ability to tiptoe that baseline and also throw it off the defender, but they're going to say her toe touched the line, so Mora catches a break.
Yeah, that was a really, smart idea by her to try and throw it off a player's foot, but apparently she was standing out of bounds.
And then Cullum steals it away for Aitkin. It just looks like Mora right now is just a little bit rushed on the offensive side. Looks like they're trying to just go a little too quickly with the ball when they get it back going their way. I think they just need to kind of settle it down a little bit because I think it's what it feels like when you're watching it. It just feels like they're trying to get all the points back at once. And unfortunately, you can't get 5 points in one trip.
Nope.
You just got to settle things down a little bit.
Right. Play good defense here. Get another stop. And see if you can maybe get a fast break going here.
Parental had it. She'll give it off to Jansen, and now to Cullum for 3. That's no good. And let's see who comes up with it. Is called the jump ball, and the possession arrow favors the Mustangs, so they'll get it back. And so far, defense, the talking point here in this second half, no one has scored in the second half yet. We still remain with a 32-27 lead for the Aitkin Gobblers, as now Kellish gets it quickly up to Qual, now to Colgraf. Colgraf fakes the shot, drives inside, puts up the shot. It is no good. She tries to get her own rebound. It's going to go out of bounds and stay with the Mora Mustangs. Parental was right there for the Gobblers, but it did go off of her fingertips out of bounds, and luckily for the Mustangs, they'll keep it with 13:37 to go. It's Kellish who will hold on to it. Looking for the inbound. Quickly to Qual. She has open for 3. It's good!
Great inbounds play there. Just was able to get open on the sideline there and knock down the 3. So 2-point game just like that.
And just as quickly as they get a 3, Aitkin scores one of their own from Jansen, and Jansen will match it. And, as quickly as Mora scores, that ball goes right back up the court for Aitkin, and they are right back scoring. And right back scoring are the Mora Mustangs. Beautiful passing leads to a Lauren Colgraf basket to put this lead down to 3 for the Gobblers, 32-35. Oh my goodness, and in like a shot is Shea Osmus, coming out of a different dimension to knock that ball out of bounds. And again, we kind of see that, what we kind of seen at the end of the first half, the intensity, the flow is starting to get back here for Mora.
Right, couple got the, broke the seal on the basket there, so now we're starting to get some play, but great job there coming back to clean up that mess there and make sure that the defense was set. So nice job on that. A little long there for Jansen. Got a jump ball. It's going to stay with the Gobblers on this one.
Megan Sperling was over there tying it up for that jump ball.
Who just checked in for the Mustangs. Fix is coming back in now as well for Mora.
So she will check in for Shea Osmus, as it is jump ball like we mentioned. The possession arrow does stay with the Gobblers, so they'll look to inbound here. Bounce pass to Parental, and that dribbled on the...
Looks like Mora kind of tipped it and hit the line. So
yeah, I thought Parental was the one who touched it last, but again, I'll stick with what the refs say. They are on the court. It's a lot better view. Even though we're not extremely high up in bleachers, it does make a difference going from where we're at down to the court.
Correct, and the 10-degree difference in temperature,
yeah,
I'm sure, makes a difference as well. Just talking to some of the Mora people, it sounds like they're having a little bit of trouble with their heating system here.
Parental is going to be fouled, and I think that would have been one where if you call it, it's good. If you don't call it, it's good as well. So that'll be their second team foul here in the second half, and the first for Kellish. As Parental at the line. First one is up and bounces in off the front of the rim.
Iron is kind.
Very much so there for Parental on her first. We'll see if she can convert the second. Not so kind on that one, as she only makes 1 of 2, and the rebound here from Quincy Osmus. And she'll try and get things going the Mora way. That pass dangerous for Kellish, but she will put it.
Ooh.
Oh, no way. Who did they call? Did they call that on Kellish?
So they called it on Kellish. It was a runner into the lane. Someone was stopped. They called the player possession on her, so she picks up her second. Great bank shot. Just interesting call.
Very interesting call. I will respectfully disagree. Ball's on the ground. Mora is going to tie it up. They will. Possession arrow favors the Mustangs. Well, they will get it back. 36-32 with 12:22 to go. The Mustangs trail here. Shea Osmus looking to check back into the game. She will get the opportunity. Who's she going to check in for? Not sure yet. It looks like it's going to be for Qual.
Get a quick break here. And
Kellish looking to inbound, and she has Osmus open on that far side. She wanted to go back to Kellish. She will. Kellish, and that looked rushed from the get-go, but and that could have been called a jump ball, but nice job by Pisek to get that one away. And, in for two from Westman. I don't know how she got that one to go, but she did. Either way, it's 38-32. Here come the Mustangs back. Kellish picks up her dribble, gives it off on the near side to Amber Fix. Fix dribbles it once and then gives it off here to Sperling. Sperling on the baseline. We'll give it off to Fix. Fix is fouled, and nice job by Fix there. Kind of baiting the defender into a foul on that one, and now Fix will go to the line to shoot two. That's the first team foul here in the second half for the Aitkin Gobblers.
Be Parento's first.
So Amber Fix at the line to shoot two. And that's huge to make the first. Make it 38-33.
Got a halftime score from Rush City. Bram girls are up 25-20 over the Tigers from Rush City. So a good one going in Rush City tonight.
And this shot is up and good as well from Fix. So 2 for 2 on that trip, and she makes it a 4-point deficit for her team with 11:45 to go. That ball is tipped, but Parental comes down with it, and the Gobblers have it on that far side, and it's Palm who makes the defender miss with the fake shot, drives just inside the three-point line, puts it up and in for two, her first points of the evening.
Really nice shot fake there, got the defender up in the air, was able to get over and had a really nice shot there.
Travel call on Osmus, Shea Osmus, unfortunately, and the ball will go back to the Gobblers, and those are the kind of mistakes that I think Mora is going to have to eliminate here in the second half if they're going to want to get back and retake a lead, because right now Aitkin not making too many mistakes.
Right now turnovers 5-5 here in the second half. Sorry for the pause there, but I was trying to figure out what was happening. Parento turned and then decided to try and go, but was tied up by Mora, so they're going to call a jump ball, possession arrow to the Gobblers, so they'll take it out underneath the basket.
And it looks like Pisek trying to find anyone to throw it to, and she gets it there to Westman. I think we're going to get a foul call here on Mora, and this will be huge depending on who it's on. So that's going to be
on Qual. Her first.
So that's okay. It's her first. She's got plenty to give.
That's right. Mounting up already at 4 team fouls, 11-13 to go here in the second half. So you don't want them to be in the bonus early.
Sperling tipped that inbound pass, but unfortunately for them, Aitkin comes down with it. Now tipped away by Colgraf, and we're going to get a travel on Parental. And now, I've never understood how you call traveling when they're on the ground like that.
So on that one there, it looked like both knees were on the ground, so it wasn't like she had it and then fell to the ground, which would be a travel. But on that one there, it looked like she had both knees on the ground, so I'm not 100% sure on that call. But
Osmus, that's just a little too much of a line drive. Colgraf does come down with it on the rebound, and
Fix has it.
Nice. Fix almost had it poked out, and she's double-teamed. Now gives it off to Sperling on the far side. Oh, dangerous pass to Fix. She comes down with it. The strength of her to come down with it is immense there. Shea Osmus to Qual now on the far side for Sperling. Sperling wanted to go in the corner, and instead she'll give it to Qual. Qual has that one go through her hands, and could have been Westman.
Might have got away with a double dribble there. As Aitkin fans are letting them know about there.
And one thing we got to remember, though, for everybody in here and for everybody listening, these referees do this in their off time. This is not a full-time job for them. This is something they do to make sure that these high school athletes are able to play these games, because without them, they can't come out here and play these games. So we just got to remember that they do this in their spare time. They're not professionals. This isn't something they do professionally. This isn't the NFL or NBA, where they do get paid and top dollar. They're doing this because they're trying to help out these high school athletes here. So got to give them a little bit of a break here and there, even though sometimes it does seem like, they're not calling it right. Well, I mean, it's not going to be perfect. Even NBA referees don't call it perfect, so got to give them just a little bit of a leash there. And they've missed plenty tonight, so I think.
And I always said as a coach, it all evens out in the end. So regardless of if the fouls are 10-4 in the first half for one team, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, they always even out in the end. We'd have a huge foul advantage in the first half, and I'd tell the guys at halftime, hey, it's going to even out. And sure enough, we have 10 fouls and they have 4 fouls, and now they're shooting and we're not. So it does even out in the end when you get right down to it.
And to that, too, both teams are playing. Both teams have to play with the calls that are dealt. So, it again, like you mentioned, it evens out at the end of it. But
you don't think that way when you're coaching.
No.
In the moment,
I can only imagine.
You get a little heated, but no, they do a great job. So we thank the officials for all the work they do and all the time and effort they put into this, because it's not like you said, a full-time job.
Qual will inbound it, and that ball is tipped from Shea Osmus to Amber Fix. She'll get it back to Shea Osmus, going inside for Colgraf, and off the rim, no good. Going to be rebounded there by Pisek. That's a tough one because that was a good look for Colgraf, but unfortunately just didn't have enough to get into the basket. Now the Gobblers have it on their front court. It's Parental who gives it out to Jacobson, and that is no good on the two-point shot. Parental, and I thought that ball dribbled out of bounds. They're going to get her for a travel.
Yeah, so traveling call on that one. I thought Mora probably could have went after that ball a little faster there. Last shot there by Colgraf, I mean, it was a great shot, just not enough arc on it to get that one to go in. But what Mora needs to do right now is they're in a trapping defense, zone defense, so move that ball, attack the gaps, and then get it moved from strong side to weak side, as Trent Tucker would say, and then you're going to get an open shot.
That is what Mora's trying to do right now, but good job here by Aitkin on their defense, getting a screen from Sperling and Shea Osmus, and then the ball is tipped there by Jacobson. Just a great job by her to allow Palm to get that steal, and now the Aitkin Gobblers go to their front court, and that's unfortunate because, sometimes when you're passing the ball around like that, you set up a shot, but unfortunately, it's been tough for Mora because they've had to force the shots, force the passes, and now Colgraf ties up Parental, and the possession arrow favors the Mora Mustangs. So nice job there by Colgraf, but yeah, it seems like Mora has had to kind of force these passes sometimes because the defense is just almost suffocating this Mora offense. So they've had to force a couple, but again, they are doing a great job on both sides of the ball. This has been a fun one to watch.
Yep. Big possession here, and going for the Mora Mustangs. Stefan just checked back in at the 8:59 mark with her 4th foul, so she's going to have to play smart here on defense and make sure she doesn't pick up that 5th foul. She does a really good job of running the court here for the Mustangs, so she's got to make sure that she plays smart here on defense.
Well, unfortunately, her pass to Colgraf would have been probably an easy 2, but unfortunately it goes awry. That's going to be kicked out of bounds. I believe last touch by the Gobblers it was. And so the Mustangs will get it back after the missed opportunity the last time they were out in their front court. Shea Osmus will inbound it here to Sophie Stefan. Quincy Osmus may have got away with one there, and she'll get it to Qual going inside for Quincy Osmus.
I guess his whistle wasn't working on that one.
Okay, I seen the arm go up, so I knew the call was coming. I just didn't hear the whistle.
I know we're up high, but I didn't think we were that far away where it was going to be that far.
So that will be the second team foul now for the Aitkin Gobblers. It will be Parental, and going to the line to shoot 2 is Quincy Osmus.
Great opportunity here for the Mustangs. Get some points with the clock stopped, being down 6, 40 to 34.
And no good on the first one, just off the side of the rim there for Quincy Osmus. It'll be Amber Fix, as well as Kellis checking into the game for Colgraf and Qual. And, we see a lot of these players tired, but they are given 110% every single second that ticks off. So not surprised that we're seeing them all tired here. Osmus completely misses on that one, unfortunately. So no chance for even a rebound for the Mustangs, as you have to at least hit the rim in order to get a rebound, and unfortunately they did not.
Little press here, see if they can break it. They did no problem there.
Palm with it, and she'll bounce past the far side to Jans. And beautiful job there on the steal from Kellis, and Kellis.
Stefan got a tip there. Nice job of getting her hands up, and she was able to Ooh.
Yeah, beautiful
up
move.
and under.
Yeah, beautiful move by Amber Fix, and then her shot was rebounded by Quincy Osmus, and unfortunately for her, she had a beautiful shot opportunity, but just couldn't get it to fall. And those are the opportunities that they're going to have to capitalize on here as we tick under 8 minutes to go.
Still plenty of time, down 6, a lot of time. Just get a good stop here on defense. Again, see if they can find that defensive intensity they had in the first half.
Nice screen there from Palm to break Jansen loose, and she just goes around the defense and gets up underneath the basket and puts it up and in for 2. That was a beautiful screen.
Yeah, nice job. No, not a lot of backside, weak side help there defensively, so it was wide open for her just to hit that little layup.
The Mustangs have it. It's Stefan who will move it to the near side here to Kellish. Kellish, she's going to dribble, pick up her dribble, go inside to Shea Osmus. Osmus dribbles once, and she had it. There were 2 opportunities there. She decided not to go with taking the shot. She instead went with passing it to Stefan. I thought that was the smart move because the defender quickly got up on Shea Osmus, and she passed it to Sophie Stefan. I don't know if Stefan was ready for it. And now a deep pass here quickly to Sky, and she takes a step, misses. And it's going to be taken away by Amber Fix on the rebound. Wow. So a quick turn there. It looked like Aitkin was going to get the easy shot, but nice job by Amber Fix to get the rebound. She drives with it, gives it off to Amber Fix for 2. It's good. A long 2, but it's good nonetheless.
A nice job there to get the ball up the court, found the opening, and made it
A
little
high. Sorry about that.
No worries. It's just trying to keep up with. When it's a full court, it's always you got to keep your foot on the gas here for us up here as well.
6:50 to go here in the second half on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, custom braces or Invisalign with 3 locations in Pine City, Lynchburg, and Cambridge. EmbraceMN.com. That inbound pass to Jacobson through her hands, out of bounds. Ball will go back to the Mustangs. And a 6-point deficit for the Mustangs on that scoreboard. 42-36, they trail. I feel like this one's going to come down to the wire. We're probably going to be looking at a last-second shot the way this one's going.
Yeah, especially now that they're able to figure out this zone a little bit here. They're doing a great job of attacking.
Ooh, a little bit of an ill-advised pass there from Kellish inside.
Yeah, just not ready for it too much there. So, yeah. So Aitkin brings it back over here to the other side. Now they're going to maybe run some time here with being up 6, make sure they can get a good shot off.
Palm had that one poked out by Stefan, and that's one thing. Stefan, she plays aggressive. Sometimes it does go against her because of the fouls, but that one she tipped away, and Kellish does grab it, but Aitkin does a good job to tie it up, and Kellish almost got the rebound, but the possession arrow favors Aitkin Gobblers. Qual will check back in for Kellish. And these girls at the end of this one, they're going to be tired. They have it's been a physical game as well.
Right, and this is a great non-conference game for Mora because they play in that tough Granite Ridge Conference as Jansen just knocks down a 3 for the Gobblers.
That'll make it 45-36, a 9-point lead now for the Gobblers. Quickly up the court, and that pass just goes awry from Qual. Mora's asking if it was tipped by a Gobbler. Refs do not agree, even though Strehlo's going to ask about it, but ref is not going to even consider talking.
I didn't see it either. I thought it went right through, but again, that's my 30,000-foot view up here.
As the Gobblers will take it back up the court. Palm trying to get around the defense. She finally does to get it into their front court. And now with it is Jansen. And, that's the thing is in the first – Amber Fix is going to get a foul there. That's unfortunate. She knew it as soon as it happened, too, but that's unfortunate. It's only going to be their 5th team foul, her 2nd.
Which is okay because now as you're getting closer here and you get on a run, if you need to put them to the free throw line, you want to be close to that bonus so you can get the clock stopped and go from there. But it's going to be Aitkin's ball out of bounds, and they're going to have – I thought Pisek was going to be open for that one. One of their better three-point shooters.
You and I both, but Palm is going to do it herself instead of Pisek, and she gets the 3 to fall, 48-36, and that ball rolling around. I was working on the scoreboard, didn't see what happened, but it looks like it will stay. No.
It's Aitkin's ball. It was tipped trying to break the press there, and they just threw it out of bounds, and Aitkin will have the ball now with 5:30 left to go.
Inbounded to Pisek. Jansen pass back to Palm, and Mora now down by 12. And this game has been kind of a game of swings. It's been quick swing one way for Aitkin, and then Mora will come back and quickly swing it down to, instead of a double-digit lead deficit, it'll go down to a 4 or 5 point deficit for them. So Mora right now needs one of them swings. Pisek could have easily had a 3. Instead, she drives inside.
Nice little move there. Yeah, with the left hand. Nice job by her to get open. And now Mora's going to try and break the press, which they do. They get it down to Qual right away, and the foul on Ski, and it's going to be Qual going to the line for the Mustangs.
Aitkin's 3rd team foul, and the 2nd for Sky.
Going to have to make some free throws here now with the clock stopped. It's going to be important as she misses the first one. Try and get some points here while the clock's not moving with 4:49 left. We're kind of getting to that zone where you need to start making some, or it's going to get away from you here quickly.
Qual, as we mentioned, missed the first, and that was going to be too tough.
Stepped over the line.
So it ain't going to matter. Aitkin's going to get it back, and this is the point in time where I feel like unless you really change something, it can really get out of hand quickly.
Yes, and so now they're kind of going back to a half-court defense here, see if they can get a steal here. Almost got one there. But again, they might be trying to keep away as Pisek throws up a shot.
And getting the rebound. I don't know how, but Cullum comes down with the rebound. And this pass, lobbed it up a little too high, but Cullum comes down with it, and that shot from Pisek is no good. Amber Fix with the rebound, and she gets fouled. A lot of contact.
Yeah, a lot of contact on that one. Falls on 21, which is Collins going to be her 2nd, team's 4th.
Now, if you're Aitkin, you're not too worried, I'm assuming, about giving up these fouls, and even if they do wind up getting to the free throw line, because Mora hasn't been hitting on those.
Exactly. Usually at this time of the game, this is where I'm telling the teams it's free throws and layups. Free throws and layups. We don't need to be taking 3-point shots, what we just saw happening down here. 2 or 3 different 3-pointers. Really don't need them right now. What you need now is run some offense, run some clock. There's no shot clock yet.
Yeah.
Run some offense, free throws and layups. That's what you're looking for right now.
And as the Mustangs went down in their front court, Stefan a pass to Colgraf, which I thought Stefan probably could have had a chance to make a move inside, but instead gave it off to Colgraf. And it's the passing that has been a little bit of an issue here in this game for the Mustangs, and Pisek is going to be fouled. That's unfortunate. Pisek, a nice drive inside. Depending on who this is on, this is going to be pretty big. 16 foul for the Mustangs, the 4th
on Quincy
Osmus. So Pisek will shoot 2 here for the Gobblers, and no good on the first. Wow.
So she did. She went in for a layup, but she got fouled. So free throw and a layup.
Yeah, exactly. Just like you said. Pisek does miss her first, and good on the second. So she makes 1-2. It makes it 51-36, a 15-point lead for the Gobblers. Now, 3:55 left. We've seen the swings very quickly in this game, but Mustangs need one of those emotional swings to go their way because they need that intensity back.
That's right. Yes, they're going to try and double-team Fix here to see if they can get a turnover, and they do.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. What is Mora going to have to do in order to avoid that from happening? Are they just going to have all 5 in the back court to begin with and then go into their front court?
What you could do, too, is get your best dribbler, get her to inbound it, and then you can get it right back to her, especially if they're doing a double team like that. Nice move there by Palm, but just comes up short. And it looks like it's going to be a jump ball.
That was a quick whistle on that one, I thought.
Possession arrow does favor Mora here. So, again, you want to double screen, set some screens, try and get a girl open here. They're going to try and run somebody long, but she's not going to be there. And then you can get it right back to the inbounder. If that's your best ball handler, that's how you could do it as well. But they were able to get it to Fix, and Fix gets it into the front court over to Colgraf. She's long skip pass there to Qual. Back over to Kellish here up top. She's going to set up, but they got to be moving here because down 15, they're going to need some points in a hurry.
3:05 to go. And, one thing I'm noticing on defense for Mora as we get a whistle is going to be a foul on Aitkin. And before I finish what I was going to say, the foul is going to go on Cullum for the team's 5th, her 3rd. And on defense, it doesn't look like Mora is being too aggressive on the rebound. Is that just to avoid getting another foul?
Possibly, but what you really want to do is you want to have great ball pressure, and you want to have that second or that first pass. If you're a pass away, you really want to start denying, see if you can get a turnover. But you need ball pressure. It's going to be huge here in the to see if they can get anything. Nice take by Pisek.
That is not going to help because Pisek with a beautiful shot makes it 53-36.
Yeah, she shoots right-handed when she shoots her shots, but really does a really nice job of going to the basket with her left hand. So a couple of those really nice left-handed runners that she's been able to make.
Amber Fix is going to be fouled for the Aitkin Gobblers team 6th and the 3rd there for Jansen. And again, if you're Aitkin, you're okay with giving those up because you know that Mora really hasn't been able to convert their free throws. So
if you look at it, 2:33 left in the game, and they've only had 9 points here so far in the second half.
Inside to Colgraf, and I thought she got fouled, but she didn't. She gets the ball back, and
good trap here in the front court.
And yeah, Gobblers still haven't got it up into their front court, and looks like Quincy Osmus didn't see that ball get into the Gobbler player, and now Pisek, oh my goodness, what a move, but no good on that one. Rebounded here by Stefan. She still has no points in this game, which is odd. In the pass to Qual, that's tipped out by the Gobblers. I seen that one clearly.
Yeah, nice job. They got a rebound, and Pisek did a really nice job taking to the hole, trying to draw some contact. Didn't get it. Came over the other way. Now Mora's down with a fast break going the other way, and just poked out of bounds there by the Gobblers, so it'll stay with Mora, like you said. But 53-36, 2:06 left to go in the second half here. Timeout called on the court.
And that timeout is called by the Mustangs, and we'll take a look at that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, Dr. Sievers is committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. They are also helping you find a smile you will embrace forever. You can go and find out more at embracemn.com. 53-36 to go with under 3 minutes left. I think it's 2.5 actually to go here in the second half, and the Mustangs, like you mentioned, only 9 points so far here in the second half. And defense was the talking point early on in this second half, as neither team could get on the board. Then Mora did, then Aitkin did, then Mora did again, and then all of a sudden it kind of settled down again. But Aitkin, pretty much from that point on, has been able to get their offense rolling. I'm sure not as much as they would have liked, but they've still got it rolling. They've still got the lead late here in this one. And for them, again, just continue what they've been doing so far, and they'll walk away. But for Mora, not a whole lot of time left. In fact, 2:06 to go, and they're down by 17. But this could quickly go and lean back in Mora's favor.
Quick shot here, get it in, full court press, get a steal. And then right now you got some pressure on them Aitkin, to get going. As you see there, a couple of shots up, no good. Qual, though, is fouled on her way up, so she's going to be shooting 2 here. The foul was on Jacobson. That's going to be her first. It's the team's 7th, but it's a shooting foul, so Qual will get 2.
And that they did a nice job of not only getting those 2 shots, but getting those rebounds as well, as Qual is going to miss her first. And again, for Aitkin, more okay with letting those fouls happen, because unfortunately for Mora, they have not been able to do as well as they would have hoped tonight from the line. Stefan, what a rebound by Stefan. And then just throws it up one-handed off the right hand.
Right up in the air, like she got the rebound, didn't even come down with it, and went right back. Now she's trapped here. Palm was trapped, got it to Parento. Parento gets it up to the front court now. Big pass up ahead, and it's going to stay with White. A lot of collision down there. Stefan involved in it. Luckily, she did not pick up a foul there.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I was surprised they didn't get the whistle on her for a foul, but
Aitkin's going to take a timeout here, 30-second timeout, talk over what's going on, make sure that they've got their offense set up, what they want to do with 1:44 left and up 15. Again, it's going to be about moving the ball around, see if you can get a foul, like I said, free throws and layups. That's all we're preaching right now. We don't need to take any more threes.
Right.
Don't get a fast break. Those long shots equal long rebounds. Could kick out and away you go, and then you get a little run going.
Well, will Aitkin, do you think, if they say they don't continue not to make baskets, are they going to continue with that full court pressure, or are they going to try and just go back on defense and prevent Mora from scoring?
It's worked so well for them, so I don't know why you wouldn't. They've been really able to. They're turnover-wise, 12 right now in the second half that I have for Mora. So it's a big one. But, of course, as I say, that PSEC pops open, wide open. Nice inbounds play there off the timeout for Aitkin. She was the inbounder, and she just passed it in, and then she just stepped out to the three-point line, and we had a turnover by the Mora Mustangs. So that will probably do it, 56-38 with 1:23 left.
Yeah, unfortunately, you leave PSEC that wide open. She has shown that she'll kill you on leaving her wide open. So unfortunately there for the Mustangs, the chances probably going to go by the wayside. Is Stefan going to get a late steal here, and she's going to go to the basket. Oh, and no good. Rebound by Qual. She'll turn around, put up a shot. It's good. So unfortunately, the Mustangs probably going to fall at home with under a minute left. It's 56-40. I'm not saying miracles don't happen, but with the way Aitkin has been able to get their offense rolling here, it's highly unlikely with 48 seconds to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard.
Good pressure there. Created almost a turnover a couple times there by Mora, so they're going to keep working here and see if they can get a turnover. Great pressure there. Stefan knocks it out of bounds, and again, this is tough when not a made basket, so you gotta be planted. You can't be running the baseline, so everything's got to come to the inbounder to make sure that they can get that ball inbounded, just like Palm did there.
Yeah, and Stefan did a good job there, stepping in front of that inbound pass to make sure they didn't get a clean inbound, and now they're just passing it around, and she thought about three. She looks to her coach, and that's pretty good. She looked to her. She thought about the three. She definitely wanted to take that three, did Jansen, but she heard her coach yelling at her, saying, "Hey, wait, come back. Let's not take the shot here." And instead, it works out in their favor anyways because they get fouled.
33.8 seconds to go. Jansen will go to the line. She was fouled, so bonus now.
Qual was the guilty Mustang. 1-1 shot is no good. Pisek with the rebound puts up her shot, no good. Parental, no good, and
now Kellish will bring it up the court here, middle of the court, and have to work quickly. 24 seconds to go. Looks like they're going to try and set up a play here.
Well, and you're not going to win this game if you're Mora, so I think that's more or less just trying to set up something to know that you can still get something to go for your offense, as that one was stolen away, and now rebounded here by Qual. She'll take it up the other way, loses her dribble. She'll get it back and trying to keep it alive. It's riding that baseline. And it stayed in bounds somehow, but unfortunately there's the final buzzer.
Yeah, I don't know how that one stayed in bounds. Looked like it had a weird spin on it there, but as it's rolling down there, the time expires, and that'll do it for this game, 56-40. For the Gobblers, comes into Mora and picks up the W here on the road. So a nice road win for Aitkin.
Yeah, on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. They will also do all the insurance-heavy lifting for you. If you don't have insurance, you can ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at EmbraceMN.com. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll recap this game, let you know what's coming up for us and for Mora as well, and then we'll finish up here in Mora as the Mustangs do fall to the Aitkin Gobblers 56-40. We'll take a commercial break. We'll be right back. You're listening to basketball on Nice 95.5 KBEK.
It's almost time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Isanti. Or visit MinnesotaEquipment.com.
October is College Knowledge Month at Pine Technical and Community College. The whole month, PTCC will be providing a variety of events for high school students and the community to learn more about college options. College Knowledge Month is meant to provide future students with the preparation, opportunity, and support needed to apply to college. Join PTCC for a nursing program information session on October 26th at 2:30 p.m. Everyone is welcome. Learn more at pine.edu.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear & Swanson today. Spear & Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
End of the season means savings at Minnesota Equipment. Save big on remaining zero turns in stock. Bravely, Aaron's, Toro, and John Deere. Buy now with 0% financing available. That's 0 on zero turns. Need a walk behind instead? I got plenty of those too. On site and ready to go. The knowledgeable staff will get you the machine that fits your property size. Minnesota Equipment. Your neighbors. Your experts. Your neighborly experts. Highway 65 in Isanti or at minnesotaequipment.com.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Back here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK, the Mora Mustangs fall here at home to the Aitkin Gobblers 56-40. Leading the way here for the Mora Mustangs was Carla Quall with 11 points. She had 6 in the first half. And then we go to Amber Fix with 9, 8 for Shay Osmus, 6 for Lindsay Clevin, 2 for Colgraf, Stefan, and Osmus, and that is how they get to 40. On the other side for the Aitkin Gobblers, 2 players reached double digits. That was Pisek with 17 and Jansen with 15. Then you had Jacobson with 8, 6 for Parental, 5 for Palm, 4 for Westman, and 1 for Sky. That reaches 56, and that is how we get to our final of 56-40. So the Mustangs fall to 1-2 on the season. Aitkin improves to 3-1, and again, it really felt like it was kind of a game of swings here in this one for Mora. They were able to swing it at the end of the first half their way, because when they got it their way, you could see the mentality, the intensity was just building for them, and it really was monumental because it just built up, and it seemed like everything started to go their way.
Yeah, in that first half towards the end there, they really, down double digits, able to cut it to 5. Really had the momentum going into half and coming out of half. The one thing that Aitkin did, I think, that really changed it, that Mora I don't think was really expecting, is that defense was switched in the second half. They went playing man in the first, and they switched to that trapping 2-3 in the second half, and Mora just didn't really have an answer for that where they could come out and do anything about it. They had some opportunities, didn't make a few shots, but hats off to Aitkin. They made a halftime adjustment, and then I don't think Mora was really expecting. So it was difficult for Mora to get shots off. As you can see, 13 points in the second half compared to 27 in the first half. So again, that full court press kind of got to them, and you can see that in the totals too. 27 turnovers unofficially, of course, for Mora, 21 for Aitkin. So both teams with their full court press were able to create some turnovers, but a little bit more that Mora had, and they were able to capitalize. The other key one that really stands out to me is free throws. 4 for 14 for Mora, and 10 for 17 for Aitkin. So that that's 6-point difference there. Again, doesn't make or break you, but again, if you can make some of those, but again, correctable things that Mora can go into and say, hey, this is what we need to do better going forward. Work on our free throws, work on ball security, and we're going to be just fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mora has shown here tonight they are a team that really can play with anybody. I mean, they gave it everything they had to Aitkin, and Aitkin, a very good basketball team in their own right. And you talk about that 6 differential there in free throws. That makes it a 10-point game for Mora. And I can't imagine that if it's only a 10-point game with those 2.5, 3 minutes left, the intensity and emotion for Mora looks a lot different than it did when it's a 15, 16-point game.
Right, and of course, you lose Stefan right away, your senior guard. She picks up her fourth right away, so now you're trying to figure out ways to manage her on the court so she can be effective. So foul trouble played a role. Again, they had 3 girls with 3 fouls in the first half. You got to play a little differently when you have 3 fouls going into the second half. And that was difficult to overcome for Mora tonight. But they're going to be in some battles. They got a good bench. They played about 11, 12 girls. So, again, getting that experience, getting that depth built will only help them once they get into the Granite Ridge Conference, because that Granite Ridge Conference is no joke. That's a battle day in and day out.
I mean, you've got Albany, just looking at the banners here, but you've got Albany, who year in and year out seemingly is either in state or close to state. You've got Malacca, you've got Foley, Little Falls, Piers, even Zimmer. I mean, it is a stacked conference here in the Granite Ridge. But yeah, Mora, unfortunately, their game plan early on was to get it to Colgraf. That wasn't working out. It looked like they switched that, I thought, in a proper time. But, that looked like their go-to early on because, and you mentioned it, they had the advantage with Colgraf inside, down underneath the basket in the paint, and they tried to take advantage of it, just weren't able to, but they were able to switch it up a little bit, and towards the end of the first half, we've seen how everything started to go their way and fall their way, but unfortunately, here in the second half, just the changes that Aitkin made that Mora could not overcome, and Mora falls in this one 56-40. But I think there's a lot of encouraging looks here for Mora as they go throughout this season. If you're a fan, you're going to look at some of the scores and go, oh, well, that's not as great as you knew. But unless you're watching the game or hear a recap from someone, I don't think you're going to get the full story, because this definitely feels like a lot closer than a 16-point loss for Mora.
Right. And again, correctable mistakes that we saw tonight, work on your free throws, can work on that, work on your full court press. And again, when you don't see it all the time and you don't see it live, that's really difficult to go against just because you don't get the same intensity, same looks that you do in practice. This is a good learning experience for them, and that's why you play non-conference games, is to get those types of experiences that will help you come conference time and when you try to make your playoff run. But again, like I said, all correctable mistakes. You're going to learn from it. You're going to grow from it. You're going to find out some things about some girls out there and how they played and how they dealt with adversity and how they worked. And, one thing that I saw watching this is they fought, like you said earlier, they fought through it. They were fighting all the way to the end. So nobody gave up out there, and there was no heads hanging. Everybody was competing. And that's what you want to see in games like this, is that so you can grow, develop, and get better from these types of things if you have the positive mindset. And that's what Mora does have.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's really easy to kind of hang your head, especially when momentum is slipping away and going heavily to the other side. But they did not. They held their heads high and fought the entire way. And again, they've only played 3 games, so we haven't even seen what this team can be fully yet. So a couple weeks from now, I'm sure this team is going to be very, very dangerous. As we look to their schedule, they will have one more game this week. They will play tomorrow night in Chisago Lakes against the Wildcats over there. Looks like that game will have a 5:30 start time before they go to next week, where they'll have 3 games next week. They will play on Tuesday next week in Little Falls, so there's a Granite Ridge Conference game right there. Then they'll be back closer to home. They'll go down to Bram next Thursday, and then they'll come back home on next Friday for another Granite Ridge Conference game against St. Cloud Cathedral. So the schedule, no easy games coming up for the Mora Mustangs, but I don't think they would like it that way. I think they want to have these battles early on and kind of get to show what they're made of here, especially early on in the Granite Ridge Conference. As we look to the broadcast schedule for both KBK and WCMP coming up here tomorrow, we've got 3 games slated for tomorrow. Don't forget, Santa's Hotline is tomorrow on 100.9 FM and 95.5 FM from 6 to 8 p.m. So any games that you are expecting to be on these channels will not be until after Santa's Hotline. And again, Santa's Hotline from 6 to 8 p.m. If you have a child who would like to call in and talk to Santa, go for that. But tomorrow we do have hockey going to be on 106.5 FM, AM 1350. That's Pine City Boys taking on Princeton. Then on 100.9 FM after Santa's Hotline, so after 8 o'clock-ish, Pine City is set to host East Central in that boys basketball game. And then Rush City will host Bram in Rush City tomorrow night, and that should be a fun one as well. Another Great River Conference game. That one will be on YouTube only tomorrow night. So thanks to Adam Hefty, who's calling the Bram Rush City game over there in Bram tonight, and for Andy for calling all these games, and to Joe for joining me here tonight. But yeah, tune in tomorrow for more games. Again, Santa's Hotline running tomorrow night from 6 to 8 p.m. on 100.9 FM and 95.5 FM. You can call at 320-629-7575. Give your child a chance to talk to Santa Claus and tell them directly what they would like for Christmas, and he will try and get that on his list. So a great opportunity there for kids to talk to Santa.
Can grown-ups call in too?
I don't see why not.
Okay,
I don't think there's a rule.
I think I might have to call because I got some things on my wish list that I want.
All right. Well, if you're an adult, I guess you can call too. But the final here in this one for Mora, unfortunately, they do fall to the Aitkin Gobblers, 56-40. Thanks for everyone here tonight for tuning in. Of course, we can't really come out here if you aren't listening, so thanks so much. Thanks to all of our sponsors for sponsoring this one, and to Joe Lattimore for joining me here tonight. Joe, any final thoughts for everybody out there?
Thanks for having me, first of all, and it was
absolutely.
good to be back in the gyms here and see what's going on, and it'll be a fun winter season to see how all of our area teams compete. It's always fun to watch our teams compete, and having this opportunity to be on the air. So our athletes, I was always, as a coach, I was always pleased with WCMP, KBEK, that they were able to give our kids some spotlight. So thank you for all that you guys do for our area athletes.
Absolutely. We are blessed and honored to do it. It is so fun to come out here and watch these teams. Of course, we'll hear you more this winter sports season as we've got you on the schedule for some games here. We're going to be throwing you all over the place.
Let's do it.
So, but I'm glad you were able to join me here tonight. Thank you so much. And again, the final here in Mora, the Mustangs 40, the Aitkin Gobblers 56. Thanks again for all of you who tuned in. Thanks so much to all the fine sponsors. And remember, be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness could truly make and change their day. The final one more time, Aitkin 56, Mora 40. For KBEK, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. For Joe Lattimore, thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great rest of your night.